Hi, my name's Alex Brock. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video, so please go easy on me. I'm a 48-year-old living in the UK. I've been seriously investing now for the last 5 years. I probably dabbled before then, but as I say, seriously for the last 5 years. My aim is to achieve some form of financial independence by the time I'm in my mid-50s. So I've got about 7 years or so. So the reason I want to do that is really so I can focus the time and effort on things that I really want to be doing. Something I've learned, and this isn't news to anyone, but as you get older, you do start to realize how valuable time is. It is the most valuable resource commodity that we have. We can always go out, generally speaking, and earn more money, but we can never get back time that's passed. So why start a YouTube channel? Well, I'm passionate about financial literacy, and specifically the fact that we're not taught enough about it from an early enough age. I certainly don't remember being taught anything at school around finances, investment, and general financial literacy at all. And it's such useful, important knowledge that I'm keen to share as much of my experience as I can with others. So if it helps anyone with their, understanding and helps improve their financial situation, that would be great. Additionally, I'd love to learn from other people. I'm not a financial expert, don't have any finance qualifications or background. Everything that I've learned has been self-taught, as you might say, through watching videos, reading websites, and actually just getting on and doing it. For example, investing, but I'll come on to that in a bit more detail. The other reason for starting a channel is to put myself out of my comfort zone. This certainly doesn't come naturally to me. Whilst I've tried to do a single take, I've had to do this a number of times. Probably comes across, but as I say, this doesn't come naturally to me, but I wanted to put myself out there, challenge myself, but also talk about something which I am genuinely passionate about and interested in. And as I say, if I can impart any knowledge on others, and conversely, if I can learn from others, then that would be great. So in terms of what you can expect from the channel, well, it's going to be finance related generally, more financial literacy. I've started to write recently on platforms like LinkedIn and Medium. So I've written articles or stories, as they're called, on Medium around financially related topics. So for example, I've talked about compounding and the power of compounding over time. I've talked about things like assets versus liabilities, how much of an impact on your wealth buying a new car can have, which is really interesting when you look at the numbers side by side in terms of buying new versus used car. I've written an article about a 4-step beginner's guide to investing. And also last article I wrote was around the psychology of money and some of the habits that we all get into. So I think what I'm going to continue to do is write, because I really enjoy the creative process, but I'd like to take that writing and try and convert it into some YouTube videos and really give me some points or topics of discussion, again, to talk through, impart some knowledge. But like I said, really importantly, I'm keen to hear from other people. So I'd welcome any feedback, thoughts in the comments. That would be great. Just in terms of the channel, something I've been thinking about, and I wondered if it would be of interest. As I said, I've been investing for 5 years now, so I've got a portfolio of investments. Would it be of interest to provide some kind of update or insights into that actual portfolio? Let me know in the comments below if that's the kind of thing that you would find interesting. I'm unsure about whether to talk about the actual values of my portfolio, but I can certainly talk about things like returns. I'm not saying I wouldn't talk about the value. I just know that we're all at different stages, and to me, whilst the value is important, as we start to get to that point of our lives, like I said, if you have a plan for financial independence, clearly you want a pot of money. But my point is, it's more around the process, the concept, and actually just getting investing, as opposed to, oh, look how much money I've got in my investment pot. So if you think it would be interesting to share that with you, then please do let me know. I hope I haven't rambled on too much. As I say, this is my first video. I hope that, well, if you're watching, thank you. My video's obviously got in front of you. I'm still to work out the how YouTube properly works, how the algorithm works, what it likes, what it doesn't like. Whether this style of video will work, I don't know. But, I was in two minds as to whether I, need to create some kind of really polished video. Hopefully this isn't that unpolished, but I think you know what I mean. I just really thought, actually, just get in front of the camera and start recording. Talk about what you want to talk about, and take it from there. Otherwise, I think there's a tendency to just find reasons to not actually get on with it. So, I've been looking at all the things you might need to edit videos, and best way to approach it and all that. And I'm not saying I don't want to do that in the future. And again, that's part of the reason for doing this, is to try and learn some more skills. So if I can learn more skills about, editing videos, creating visuals, use of Canva and all that good stuff, that will be fantastic. But I've also found that they're a reason, by not having the perceived knowledge you need, they could be used as an excuse to not just crack on and get on with it. So I hope this video isn't too rough and ready. I hope it comes across as authentic, because that really is important to me. I am doing this because, like I say, I want to challenge myself, but I also want to talk about a topic that I'm really interested in, passionate about, but also engage with other people. So anyway, don't want to ramble on. If you have been watching, thank you very much. Any thoughts, suggestions, things you'd like to see, please do leave a comment below. If you found this useful or interesting, then I'd love a like, but I'll leave that with you. And hopefully I'll see you again in another video. Thank you very much.